Today, I want to talk about trust and contracts. Regular followers have heard me talk about contracts before, mostly as they relate to high-performance pilots, like the Canadian Forces Snowbirds, for instance. Contracts in their world are the promises made between pilots about where they will be, and just as importantly, where they will not be at any given time in the formation. By consistently honoring their contracts, a pilot earns the trust of the others, and it is upon that trust that the multiplane formations tighten up over time and become the amazing displays of skill, teamwork, and professionalism that inspire audiences the world over. Today, however, I'm going to take the topic in a different direction. I want to share a practical example of how trust and contracts work in the realm of human spaceflight, more specifically, in the exclusive arena of spacewalks, or EVAs, extravehicular activities. To get started, we're headed to a giant pool just outside of Houston, Texas. In the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, or NBL for short, astronauts train for future EVAs in a massive pool which holds full-size models of many parts of the International Space Station. The idea is that, as with most astronaut training, frequent and dynamic simulations will allow participants to familiarize themselves with the conditions and complexity of their future tasks long before they get on orbit. Which brings us back to the pool deck at the NBL. Canadian astronaut David Saint-Jacques is preparing to undergo a 6-hour EVA training simulation with fellow Expedition 59 crew member Anne McLean. After being briefed on the day's plan and having prepared themselves for what they believe lies ahead, they've each just spent about an hour becoming increasingly dependent on other people by climbing into their extravehicular mobility units, or EMUs, spacesuits. Weighing hundreds of pounds and comprised of many interlocking parts, there's no way for an astronaut to just take off their suit or freely move about under their own power in the case of an emergency. For that reason, professional divers are in the pool at all times to support and move the astronauts into position and to respond immediately if conditions require. Without putting too fine a point on the matter then, once entering their EMUs, the astronauts really are, quite literally, placing their lives in the hands of others, and that responsibility is not lost on the divers. Most contracts these days are confirmed in writing or by the exchange of currency. On the deck of the NBL, however, the contract between a diver and the astronaut who is entrusting them with their life can easily be confirmed through even simpler means. A quick fist bump and 2 seconds of unquestionable sign language. Watching a poolside exchange between David and one of his assigned divers in February 2018, I immediately understood what was essentially being confirmed. I've got you. That's trust, and that is the diver's contract. So how does trust and the concept of a personal performance contract show up in your organization or team? Do you have any experiences to share? For more examples of similar topics as they relate to high-performance teams, be sure to follow me on social media as @SeanInMotion. I'll be continuing coverage of David and his work as a part of Expedition 59, and of course you can expect behind-the-scenes coverage as the Snowbirds head back to 19-wing Comox for their annual spring training. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.